This is Excel Chapter 3, Part 8, and we are beginning on page 194. Now what we're going to do before you ever print or turn in anything you've done on Excel, you need to check the spelling, because spell check does not automatically happen when you're working in Excel like it does in Word. We want to check the spelling on both of our sheets at the same time. So to select both sheets, we're going to click on the 6-month financial projection. We're going to hold the Control key and click on the 3D pie chart tab. You can tell that they're both selected because neither one of them are the bright colors anymore. We're going to go up to the Review tab, go to Spelling. It'll say, do you want to start from the beginning? Hit yes. And if it has anything it needs to fix, go ahead and fix it. If not, you've checked the spelling for both sheets at the same time. Okay. We're ready to preview our sheet. So we want to make sure that both sheets are still selected because we're going to print them at the same time. Excel typically will only print the sheet that you are on, or the active sheet, so we want to make sure they're both selected. So then we're going to go to File, go to Print. You can see I've got page 1, page 2, and page 3. We want to change our orientation to landscape. That way more of our spreadsheet is showing. We're going to click on down here where it has no scaling. We're going to say Fit Sheet on one page. What this is going to do is shrink it down so that it all fits on one page. And go ahead and hit Save. We're not really going to print this, so just hit Save. We want to ungroup our sheets so that we can do a little bit more work on it. So just go ahead, you can either right click on one and do ungroup, or simply just click on another sheet that's not in your group. We want to be on the 6-month financial projection tab. You can actually shrink and magnify the view of the worksheet or chart. So go to cell A1 and we're going to go to View. And here is where we have all of our actual zoom. We can zoom down here, but this is another place where we can zoom. And this time we're going to choose Zoom to 75%. So I click Zoom, I click 75% and hit OK. Then we can change it back to 100% down here. Oops, there's 100%. Sometimes your worksheet is so large that you need to split the window into 2 panes. Freezing it just doesn't work because whenever it's froze, sometimes you can't get where you need to go. But we can actually split it into 2 or 4 different panes and view different parts of the worksheet at the same time. To do this, we're going to select cell D13. And this is going to be the intersection of our 4 proposed panels in which we want to split it. If you're not on the View tab, click the View tab. This time, instead of the freeze, we're going to click on Split. Whenever I hit Split, it automatically put in the 4 different panes. So now I can come up here, I can scroll, I can come over here, scroll sideways, go sideways, and it only affects where I'm at. It doesn't necessarily affect the whole thing, so that I can see different parts of my worksheet all at the same time. Go ahead and remove the panes, so just click Split again and it takes it back to normal. We talked about a what-if analysis whenever we were starting this chapter. Basically, what-if analysis is a powerful tool to analyze the data. Excel can scrutinize the impact of changing values in cells that are referenced by a formula in another cell, and it's called a what-if analysis or sensitivity analysis. Basically, when new data is entered, Excel not only recalculates all the formulas in the worksheet, but also redraws any associated charts. So we're going to do a what-if analysis to see what would happen if some of our values would change. That's why we have our what-if assumptions table up here at the top. So click on cell A1. We're actually going to split our screen again. Back on, click on cell D13, and we're going to split. Click on cell A1. We want to drag the vertical split box from the lower right corner Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to drag this bar so that we can move it where we want to see it. We want to have it under row 11. So if yours is not right under row 11, go ahead and drag that bar so that it's under row 11. And we want to drag this bar so that it's right at the edge of column C. So in the top box, we should start at cell A1, go over to column C, go down to row 11. We're then going to come down to the bottom and make sure that we can see from 16 down through 23, or sorry, down through 25, because we want to be able to see all of this information. And what we're going to do is go to cell B2. Now that we can see everything the way we want it, we'll go to B2 where it has our bonus. What if instead of giving out a $200,000 bonus, we only gave out a $1,500 bonus? So let's change that $200,000 to 15 to 150,000. And if you saw what happened, whenever I changed this, if you watch down here for the operating income, it should have changed it. The reason why it didn't change it for July was because you see we got actually no bonus in July, so it doesn't matter what we put in for the bonus, it's not changing it. However, it did change it for August over here because it changed their bonus here, which actually changed their operating income down here. If I scroll all the way over, you can see that it actually changes the charts at the same time. So let's say in cell B3, instead of a 5.75% commission, let's only give them a 4% commission. So let's change that to a 4. You'll notice that all the numbers down here changed. And in cell B8, instead of having 18.75% go to support, general, and administrative, let's change that number to 15.75. Again, it changes all of our operating expenses and income. So that's one thing you can do. You can play with those numbers to see what's going to happen. What if we did this? What would happen down here? We're going to go ahead and leave it like that. Next is we're going to do a goal seek. If you know the results you want a formula to produce, you can use a goal seeking to determine the value of the cell on which the formula depends. So we're going to use our worksheet to do a goal seek command to determine the support, general, and administrative percentages in cell B8 that would yield a 6-month operating income of $300,000 in H25. So if we wanted H25 over here to be $3 million, what do we need to have for our support and general? We're going to actually change all of our numbers back to the original. So this is going to go back to 200,000. The commission is going to go back to 5.75. Our support and general is going to go back to 18.75. Okay, so you should have down here in your cell for H25, you should have $2,567,592.65. If that's not what you have, make sure that you've got these numbers changed correctly up here. Okay, so I want you to click in cell H25. This is the one that contains the 6-month operating income total. And we're going to display the data tab at the top. We're going to then click on the What If Analysis button to display the What If Analysis menu. We're looking for a goal seek, so go ahead and click Goal Seek. And what is it we're wanting to set the cell to do, and which one are we going to change? So for our set cell, we're going to have it H25, which is where we're at, because that's the one that we want to determine. We know what we want the answer to be there, and we want the value of that cell to be $3 million. So 3000. See if I can get enough zeros. 000. So you should have 6 zeros there. And we're going to do that by changing cell B8. Up here for the support general administrative percentage, we're going to change this cell so that H25 has $3 million. Go ahead and hit OK. And what it does is it's going to tell us that in order to make that $3 million, our percentage here for support general administrative needs to be 17.32%. We're going to go ahead and leave it like that. So just hit OK. Go ahead and save it and close and turn this one in.